Alright, so today I'm back with yet another chapter review, and today we will go over chapter 264, which is going to be something really special, as we will see into Kiora's past, as he wonders if he is going to side with KAISER or Isagi. We also see KAISER going absolutely crazy on the pitch, and he even uses himself off another player from the Blue Lock squad. But the most interesting thing is that it's really starting to heat up, and a full-on attack is right around the corner, which is something that you definitely don't want to miss. So be sure to stick till the end, because you don't want to miss it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and let's get right into the chapter. However, before that, I have something important to ask you guys. I'm trying to hit 45,000 subscribers before summer, and there's 83% of people who watch my videos who haven't subscribed yet. So if you could fix that by going down and subscribing to the channel, that would be awesome. And while you're already down there, you can always leave a like and a comment. And with that out of the way, let's finally get into it. Alright, so to start off chapter 264, the text at the top says, "This calm guy quietly seeks an opening between the boundary lines." And after that, we see the most mysterious player in Blue Lock, Kiora Jin. However, that's not all, as we finally get an insight into his life. The text says that Kiora Jin is always destined to stand at the boundary line. The first boundary was when Kiora was in his mother's womb. His mother suffered a serious illness and was told by the doctors that her survival rate after giving birth was 50%. However, despite knowing that Kiora was able to draw the change of life and was born into this world strongly, after that, we fast forward a bit, and we get to know that Kiora has two siblings. He got caught between a short-tempered older brother and a rowdy younger brother, and because of that, the Kiora household was constantly embroiled in siblings' quarrels. But even then, as small as a child, Kiora thought about which side, or rather which brother, would be more advantageous for him, thinking that whichever side he allies himself with will win, and that his presence determines the victor, which was Kiora's own way of fighting and way of life. And even in Blue Lock, this nature bears its fangs as Kiora survives the boundaries of battle and finds his way to this point. But right now, his destiny comes around again. It's his first and last opportunity to participate. He looks at both Isagi and KAISER and wonders which side he should take to survive. This wasn't an easy decision either, as this choice would be dead or life for him. After that, we leave him and get to both KAISER and Isagi, who's going crazy on the pitch. Isagi is fully locked in, and as he's running, he thinks that the field is completely revolving around him. He says that all of the movements of his allies are centered on Isagi, and even the enemy's vigilance is at its max. However, it isn't just Isagi who's using that to his advantage, as KAISER is starting to aim for the goal on his own, and has now abandoned the cooperation with Ness he had been using until now. And the most shocking part was that he even was ready to pass to Blue Lock members for the sake of his own goal. Isagi thinks that it's a wise decision to ride on the changed KAISER for his evaluation like Raichi did, and because of that, Isagi is a bit afraid as he says that the Emperor is trying to invade his stronghold using that psychology. He clenches his teeth and says, not bad, but still determined to absolutely crush him. Because Isagi knows that if he scores, then KAISER's evaluation will plummet. He looks over at KAISER and tells him to do it, and to see if KAISER's awakening or Isagi's monarchy will win this game. After that, Isagi passes the ball over to our favorite shark boy, who traps it flawlessly. However, Tokimitsu comes in his way right away. He tries to block off Kurona and says that he won't let him and Isagi do that combo again. Kurona tells him to get out of the way and tries to get free, calling him the meatball boss for some weird reason. However, Kurona will face more trouble, as it isn't just Tokimitsu who has his eyes set on stopping Kurona. Nanase also comes and joins the party. He takes advantage of the fact that Tokimitsu is holding down Kurona to come and sweep away the ball, calling it an opportunistic press. We can clearly see that Kurona got mad at this, while Tokimitsu is mad that Nanase came in and took away his credit. Now that Nanase has the ball, he wants to get out of there right away, but as he turns around, he sees that KAISER is approaching in full force against him. Nanase freezes for a second, and KAISER uses that to steal the ball from him. Isagi, who watched from the sidelines, finally understands what is going on. He says that KAISER isn't directly targeting him, but instead aiming at the flaws in others through Isagi. It really shouldn't be this confusing in a football series, but we move on. Isagi thinks that if what he thinks is true, then KAISER's next target will be Kunigami. And Isagi turns out to be spot on, as KAISER asks Kunigami, or Orange as he calls it. Kunigami doesn't really understand what is going on, but he sees that he's getting a pass towards himself. He's anything but happy because of this, but still passes the ball back to KAISER. After that, Isagi calls it clever, as he thinks that Kunigami can't move freely now because he's broken with Shidu, and by using that, KAISER is forcing a post-play 1-2 with Kunigami. Accurately understanding the situation of this team and using that to manipulate of other players' psychology, KAISER is willing to abandon everything and change for the sake of his own results. Isagi thinks that KAISER for sure is like him and that he is a world-type egoist instead of a self-type egoist. Suddenly in the game, as KAISER is running with the ball, he gets into some trouble as both Karasu and Rin go to stop him. Rin even says that he is going to kill him. All three of them collide with each other, and the ball goes up into the sky and falls into the hands of the ultra-sadist himself, Hiyori. He traps it and says to KAISER that his luck has descended. Right after getting the ball, Hiyori wants to give it away, so he passes toward Isagi and tells him to resonate. The ball goes to Isagi, but in the last second, he decides to step away from it, which shocks everyone. However, it wasn't for nothing, as the ball instead rolled over to Corona, who, alongside Isagi and Hiyori, created the ultimate triangle. After Corona has gotten the ball, he passes it over to Isagi to finally finish it off. Isagi looks at the ball, which is slowly approaching, and thinks that he's won as he's going to score his second goal. But that's not really the case, as Charles instead comes in his way and stops the ball from ever reaching Isagi. Charles says that it's the imp's super arrival. He looks into Isagi's eyes and asks if he is surprised or even annoyed. We can definitely see that Isagi is annoyed after that, as he wonders if Charles wasn't super unmotivated just a minute ago, and wonders what happened. The ball goes high up into the sky, but it lands in the hands of a bastard Munchen player. That player is none other than Ness, who tells KAISER that it isn't over yet, as Ness is here and by his side. Ness's eyes are beginning to fire up as he follows the ball closely and is ready to fire off an amazing pass. KAISER, Isagi, and Kiora, all three of them, look over to Ness and wonder what is going to happen next. The text at the bottom says, "The chaos that rolled in falls under the loyal dog." The loyalty that desires Emperor KAISER is unwavering as always, and that has been chapter 264, so let's go over it quickly. First off, we got to talk about Kiora. Now we barely got a flashback in this chapter, but we got to know that he will soon have to make a really hard decision, which of course will be if he chooses to go and help Isagi or help KAISER. Now in my opinion, it's clear that he will somehow help KAISER, but what do you think? Will Kiora help Isagi or KAISER? Secondly, I really like how KAISER is playing right now, and how he is taking advantage of the Blue Lock players. He understood that Kunigami had no other option than to pass back, and he used that perfectly. Sadly, he got blocked off by Karasu and Rin, but it was still a great try. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit surprised when we saw Charles being all fired up and locked in the game again, because the last memory I have of him from this game was that he asked Loki to get switched off, so I wonder what happened. If he just decided to try again, or if it was something else that sparked his interest. But lastly, I'm so excited for the next chapter, as everything is too much to play for. Ness currently has the ball, and is saying that he is going to pass to KAISER, even though KAISER has already betrayed Ness 2 times by passing with Raichi and Kunigami. I'm still curious why they included Kiora last in that panel. It has to mean that he is going to have something to do with this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. Anyway, yeah, this is just my thoughts on it. And please leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments, as I love reading them. If you like Blue Lock in videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video that will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.